The future for Assassin's Creed is looking bright. Well, maybe dark because they're in the shadows and stuff like that. Anyways, Ubisoft just announced Assassin's Creed Mirage coming next year. That's right, 2023, a brand new Assassin's Creed title. Not only that, Ubisoft also announced 3 brand new other titles for Assassin's Creed. 2 of those will be AAA games and 1 will be a mobile game. Not only that, they also announced a Netflix partnership. Yes, that means a live action series for Assassin's Creed. Yo, what is up YouTube? It's Seth Konstantine right here. We're going to talk about some Assassin's Creed news. Now, Ubisoft had their little conference called Ubi Forward, whatever you want to call it. And they had an Assassin's Creed showcase specifically because they had so much to show off, of course. So first off, in this Assassin's Creed showcase, they talked about Valhalla. They got to get to the game that's, everyone's playing right now, whatever. And it is the last chapter for Eivor. Kind of like how they did for Cassandra in Odyssey. See how she ends her life and blah, 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 whatever. Not ends her life, but, how her story ends, essentially. This will be covering, Eivor's conclusion to the series and kind of transitioning into the next game, which is Assassin's Creed Mirage. But before we get to Mirage, let's talk about those other titles because there's not a lot of info that are out for those titles right now, so it'll be easier to talk about them, get them out of the way, and then we can talk about Mirage, alright? So first off, you may have heard of Assassin's Creed Infinity. And what is that? What is this? So Ubisoft is wanting to do this kind of like online story-based thing where you can experience these Assassin's Creed stories, more like short stories, I would say, and they just are connected in one online world or something like that. They don't have all the details yet, but it sounds very interesting. And 2 of these games that they announced today will be a part of the Infinity series, I guess is what they want to call it. So the first one is very exciting because it's called Codename Red. Obviously that's not the final title of the game, it's a code name. Guys, if you've been around for Assassin's Creed and you talk on Reddit or whatever, everybody has wanted an Assassin's Creed in Japan or the Asian dynasties, whatever. And this Codename Red, yes, it'll be set in Japan. And what they actually tweeted out was this will feature an open world RPG set during the feudal Japan. And honestly, from the looks of it, it looks like you're going to be this assassin. I think they said you're a shinobi. I'm not quite sure exactly what that is, but I'm guessing like a ninja, samurai, whatever. But man, I cannot wait to hear more details on that because everybody's wanting something in Japan, doing something in that dynasty, and especially it gives me kind of like Tenchu Z vibes, being an assassin in Japan, of course. Now the next one is gonna be very, very interesting. Another one, of course, I'm interested in, and it is called Codename Hex or Hexe, however you say it or whatever. But the teaser basically showed a forest and the fact that they work in the dark, and you see a little effigy of the Assassin's Creed symbol and stuff made of sticks and everything, and a bunch of little I guess what would you call them, like artifacts, whatever, symbols, definitely representing witchcraft, witches, and other sorts of things of that nature. So obviously that one's going to, I don't know if the assassin is going to be part of witchcraft and doing all this stuff, but some sort of way it's going to have witchcraft in it. Now the third title is called Codename Jade. Okay, obviously again not the final title, but it will be a AAA RPG action adventure game for mobile, which is pretty interesting. And just by the little teaser trailer or whatever, the world looks very well, decently detailed, especially for a mobile game. So that'll be pretty interesting to watch out for. And that one will be set in ancient China. At first, I didn't hear about the Japan, so I was like, oh, of course the China game that we get is going to be a mobile game. Nope, not the case. We're getting 2 Asian games, you know, one on mobile and one on console, and, you know, AAA title. So that's awesome. Now, as I mentioned before, the Netflix partnership, like I said, a live-action Assassin's Creed series will be coming to Netflix. I don't know who exactly it's being directed, produced by, whatever. I don't know if they have those details yet, but I'm anxious to see who's going to be behind that project and bringing Assassin's Creed to life. And, you know, some of these Netflix series have a high budget, and that's why I want to know, because whoever has the reins of this title, they gotta do it right. They gotta do it perfectly. I want to fall in love with this series, just like I have for the video games. One last thing that Ubisoft showed off too was like a couple of little webtoons that will have Assassin's Creed, so that'll be cool to, you know, read those little stories too, if you guys are into that. And finally, we have Assassin's Creed Mirage. This game will be set in Baghdad in the 9th century, I do believe. It will follow the story of the assassin Basim that was in Valhalla that Eivor met, and I believe they said that it takes place 20 years before Valhalla. So obviously it's a young Basim in Baghdad, being just a local of street thief, essentially, and then he upgrades from being a street thief and gets recruited to assassins and stuff like that to become a master assassin. So that'll be really cool to see his story and how he came to be the man he is in Valhalla. I'm very interested in this game. The trailer looks amazing, as you can see on the screen. They are going back to their roots for this game. That means lots of stealthiness, a lot of hiding in the shadows, you know, hidden blade, executions, all that good stuff. Ubisoft actually called this game for Mirage a love letter to the earlier titles of Assassin's Creed, but with like like modern day tech and all that stuff. I don't think it'll have the RPG elements. It'll be more, you know, action adventure, kind of like how the first games were, which will be a nice change. Don't get me wrong, I love the RPG elements of Valhalla, Odyssey, Origins, all that. Some of the best ones, but man, those games are very, very long. And it'll be nice to go back to the roots, just play the story how it's supposed to be played, do some sweet stealthy action awesomeness, and just enjoy it and the story and everything like that. Another piece of info for Mirage as well is, the story of the whole modern age part, right? With, well, not Desmond anymore, but, you know, the whole Animus thing and the Templars and blah, 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 Abstergo, all that crap, right? That is kind of just lost in the fray right now. So they actually said for Mirage there will be a Animus at the very beginning, and then you play through the whole game, and then there will be a conclusion, and that's it. That's as much as we'll have for the modern day setting of for Assassin's Creed, and I'm assuming none of it will be playable. We might hear some things here and there, but as far as I'm concerned, none of it is playable. They're gonna keep that kind of closed off mainly for the Infinity Saga or whatever they're trying to do with that, and that'll be the more focused on the whole modern day age and Abstergo and Animus, all that kind of stuff. So that'll be interesting to see how that all plays out. But that is it for me, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe if you want some more news. I'm going to be talking about more gaming news, whatever comes out, whatever, you know, floats my boat, and something that I want to share my thoughts on. I am in love with Assassin's Creed for sure, as a series, as a franchise, everything. And watching this Ubisoft Forward Assassin's Creed showcase really got me hyped like no other, man. I had to actually go to work, and I was watching it at work, and man, I was just like so freaking hyped up, and just like telling my coworkers about it and what they're doing, what the plans are, everything. I was so giddy about it, and I've been thinking about it all day, making this video and everything like that. So I'm really excited for the future of Assassin's Creed. And let me know what you guys think. Are you guys excited for Assassin's Creed Mirage? Let me know down in the comment section below. Also, the other 3 titles that they announced, are you guys ready for that? What is the biggest takeaway you can have from the little teasers that we got for those? But thank you guys for watching. That is it for me. Like I said, leave a like, and I will catch you guys in the next one.